Today, I'm going to cover the best CS2 loadout for under $100 with a knife. And the good news is prices have completely crashed over the past few weeks, so you're getting things on an even bigger discount. For a knife, I think the best is the Shadow Dagger's Boreal Forest at $72. There's a bunch of different options around this $70 mark, but this is my personal favorite. And that'll leave us with $28 for everything else. But before we get into that, how do you actually get these skins for dirt cheap? CSGO Empire has a ton of skins listed at cheaper than buff price, and you might be thinking, isn't that a gambling site? Partially, but not entirely. They have an entire marketplace dedicated to peer-to-peer buying and selling with 0% fees, and if you sort by the best deals, you'll easily find stuff cheaper than buff. As you can see here, these gloves are 3.36% off. You can easily flip them for profit, and Empire also offers any deposit method you could think of, including many different cryptos and real money options. And you're able to withdraw with all of these options, including USDC, which you could turn to cash instantly. Of course, there's no wager requirement on any deposit either, so be sure to check them out with that link in the description and start getting skins for cheaper than buff today. Okay, so pistols to start. The CZ75 Tacticat in minimal wear is a really clean one with a nice color scheme and easily fits in the budget at 58 cents. The Deagle Trigger Discipline is another clean one, also fits pretty well with that CZ at 81 cents. The dualies Flora Carnivora are pretty nice too if you use the dualies. They actually have a ton of nice skins that are really cheap. The 5.7 Violet Daimyo is an incredible cheap skin as well. In minimal wear, this thing costs almost nothing, and don't worry, I'm not going for a purple and pink skin theme. That's somehow everything I picked already though. But onto the Glock Weasel. It's our first skin that isn't purple or pink, it's just got a weasel on it, and that is absolutely worth the less than 50 cents that it costs. Absolutely top tier. The P2000 handgun is a really cool cheap design as well. It's really the only nice cheap P2000 skin out there too. The P250 doesn't really have any great skins either. My personal favorite would be the Valence. It's a very cheap and very clean option. And shout out to all the R8 users out there, because we got the crazy 8 for you. Or you could spend like half of the rest of the budget on the Fade like a true R8 user. But the Tech 9 Avalanche is a sick option for under $1. It's surprisingly clean and field tested, and a very nice color scheme, without a doubt the best Tech 9. And finally for pistols, I'm a huge fan of the Ticket to Hell USP. It's a very clean skin, doesn't really fit with the rest of the theme we got going on, but the theme is cheap and under $100. In my opinion, it's the best at 68 cents. But on the SMGs, the MAC-10 Candy Apple is a really clean one, 18 cents only, and unfortunately, I'm not confident I can fit the Discotheque in the $100 budget, but it is $1.92 if you want to go slightly over. It's a great option, but the Candy Apple is dirt cheap and looks good. For the MP5, if anyone even uses that gun, the Agent is a no-brainer. It's actually a very clean, nice skin, but the gun kind of sucks. And for the MP7, another gun absolutely no one uses, we'll go with the Cirrus here. There's not a ton of good options for this gun, but this is the nicest cheap one. The MP9, there's not really too many good skins on this sucker either, but the Goo is by far the best one at this cheap price range, and there's no real wear on it either. The PB Ryzen Fuel Rod is actually a sick skin, and I wish the green was a bit more glowy, but it's still not bad at all for less than $1. The P90 Neo Queen is another really nice looking skin. I don't know if you guys have bought this gun in CS2 yet, but use it in game. The P90 is just, it feels like it got massively buffed. I have no clue why. It also looks best in Battle Scarred for some reason. Really nice skin. And for the UMP, the Moonrise is a no-brainer, as in the recent update they got fixed up. Made them a lot brighter and shinier, so they finally look good. And then of course the Mag 7 onto the shotguns. We got the Swag 7, it's a self-explanatory pick. The Nova EXO, really surprisingly good looking skin for what it is. I'm a big fan of this thing, especially at 22 cents. The Sawed Off Origami, I guess, is my top pick. It's another gun with not a lot of good skins, but I haven't bought this gun in 5 years, and I don't think I've seen it bought in 5 years, so I hope you aren't buying it. But for a good shotgun, the XM Tech Lube Burner is very nice. For some reason, the inspect is really zoomed in, so you could get a nice close look up on this one at its very cheap price. And unfortunately, I do have to mention the machine guns too. The M249, we got the Downtown. It looks like the floor in a bowling alley, and it would actually be a sick skin on like any other gun, but it's on the M249. And for the Negev, we got the Power Loader, which is once again a really cool skin, but unfortunately, it's on the Negev. And finally, on the rifles, my favorite, the AK Slate. very cheap and very good looking AK. You'll hopefully have some money at the end of this to apply some nice $1 sticker crafts. If I could stay under the $100 budget, which you'll see at the end of this video. This thing is $1.68 as well. And the AUG, we got the Aristocrat. It's a nice looking skin you could also get in minimal wear, very clean. The op, as in every budget video, we have to go with the Aetherius. In field tested, it's only just above $2 as well. For the FAMAS, the ZX Spectron is really clean. It's another really nice dark skin to go with the AK. And for the G3 SG1, the Dreamglade, I don't know why they're putting all the 6 skins on the autos and like Negevs and stuff, but this thing is dirt cheap, and the blue on the skin is actually like holographic. So you can bully the other team and look good doing it at the same time. For the glow, the chromatic aberration is the best option. It doesn't really have any noticeable wear in field tested either. It's very cheap and very nice. For the M4, the M4saurus is a nice unique skin. It's cheap relative to all the other options you could get that look good. For the M4, our most expensive skin is the Desolate Space. I decided to put this thing at field tested. It's just over $5. It looks pretty beat up and well worn in battle scar, which is why I went with this $5 one. And finally, for the Scar, the Enforcer is really nice and clean. It almost looks like Specialist Gloves Fade if you think you want to be rich for like the 51 cents this thing costs. It's a nice clean skin. But last and not least, the Scout, I picked the Acid Fade. It's an incredibly cool skin for just over $1.26 and a good final piece to your $100 budget collection. Now, all of these skins combined cost $101.21, but I figured I should include skins that were actually nice instead of just a bunch of 10-cent garbage. You can easily replace the M249 and the Gev and get under that. If you obviously don't want nice skins for them, you don't need them. But once again, to get skins for this price, be sure to check out CS2 Empire. You could get skins for cheaper than buff on there and either sell them for buff balance and buy everything on there, or just look for them individually. Link at the top of the description for CS2 Empire. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.